letter to their apologists. Why your story doesn't hold water. Brought to you by Never Suppressed Publishing, presented by Baldy's Music Group. Dear Apologists, I'm writing this once. With the lights on, I'm not here to mock faith. I'm here to test claims the way we test any story that asks for our lives. Date it, name it, own it. The earliest Christian writer we have is Paul. About 20 to 25 years after the events, he met followers and preached a creed. He did not leave a court record or day-by-day account. The Gospels appeared decades later. The earliest manuscripts don't name authors, and titles were attached by church tradition. They're late, layered narratives written for believing communities, not in rubbery reportage. Bottom line, devotional testimony isn't the same as independent, same-time reporting. External sources confirm far less than you claim. Tacitus names Christ's execution under Pontius Pilate. Josephus mentions James, the brother of Jesus, called Christ, and has a paragraph on Jesus that most scholars see as partly interpolated. Trimmed. It's still brief, and late Pliny shows worship of Christ. These confirm a movement in execution and devotion, not empty tomb logistics or miracles. They are brief, late, and secondhand for life details. Bottom line, existence and execution, reasonable supernatural claims, unproven. Inside your own book, the Jesus story shifts. Day, setting of death. Synoptics place the Last Supper as a Passover meal with the crucifixion the next day. John aligns the death with Passover preparation. Different timeline. Who found the tomb? On many messengers. What was said? The lists and dialogue don't match across Gospels. First appearances and location. Some accounts point to Galilee, others to Jerusalem first. Earliest marked copies stop abruptly, later endings appear in manuscripts. Bottom line, if core scenes change by source, stop calling the account uniform and error-proof. But early belief is not evidence of the events. People die for many beliefs. Sincerity proves sincerity, not history. Fast growth proves appeal, not accuracy. Bottom line, don't smuggle meaning in as evidence. Your rules of proof keep shifting. When asked for primary sources, you point to theology. When theology is tested, you point to history. When history wobbles, you say have faith. Bottom line, that's rule switching, not argument. The canon came from committees, not clouds. Long fights decided which voices were scripture. Some beloved books were left out. Some disputed books got in power. Politics and piety all had a vote, that's the record. Bottom line, human process, human fingerprints. Miracles carry a higher bar. Extraordinary claims require methods that can meet them. Historical tools can verify that people said and believed certain things, can date texts and can map movements. They cannot adjudicate supernatural causation. That isn't hostility. It's the scope of the discipline. Bottom line, the weight of the claim exceeds the strength of the evidence presented. What would actually move this? Independent, non-Christian accounts within 10 years of the crucifixion naming Jesus, the charge, Pilate, and a date. Multiple non-derivative narratives with verifiable external hunks that converge without literary dependence. Physical evidence tied by name and time that survives hostile scrutiny. Bottom line, you can't disprove it is not proof. The burden stays with the claimant. The clean, simple core I can grant. A Galilean teacher named Jesus lived. He was crucified under Pilate. His followers very quickly proclaimed appearances and formed a movement. The floor is not a ceiling for virgin birth. Bodily resurrection and divinity bring evidence that matches the claim. My final ask. When I say name your source, state your claim, that's not hostility. It's honesty. If your faith is personal, say so and we're good. But if you're making historical claims and binding conscience, step into the sunlight, cite, verify, withstand, cross-exam. This is my last time laying it out. If you have new evidence, show it. If it's the same arguments and new packaging, keep them. I'm done mistaking confidence for proof. Respectfully, Baldy. Never Suppressed Publishing. Baldy's Music Group. Bring contemporaneous, independent pages that stand on their own. Or stop asking me to stand on them.